You gotta love acronyms, right? We're all in the NAR, and some of us have a GRI and a CRS, and some days we feel like we've seen a UFO. But what's a USP? What in the world is a USP? For over 30 years, I've dedicated my time to helping folks find their real estate dream. After $500 million in home sales, it's time to help agents learn to grow and develop a business of their own. Welcome to the Charlotte Mabry Show, where we help real agents get real results. Hi, I'm Charlotte Mabry, and that crazy 3 letters, USP, what in the world is that? You know, we all have one, and it's called a unique selling proposition, and it's what makes us special as real estate professionals. And you know, why in the world do you need to have one? You know, there are a lot of agents out there today, and when you meet with someone, they say, hey, what do you do? It's your elevator speech. It's what's special about you. And you know, you've met those people, you know, I sell real estate because I love to work with people. Well, that's all great, but we all love to do that. What makes you stand out and makes you special? That is your unique selling proposition. And you need to figure out a way to stand out, because in today's market, there are lots of agents out there. You know, I'm sure you've heard that joke, you know, if you're out speeding, which you shouldn't do, and you get pulled over for doing just that, the policeman, he doesn't ask for your driver's license today, he asks for your real estate license, because everyone has one, right? So you've got to find a way to stand out in the crowd. So what are some examples of a unique selling proposition? There are ways to go about finding one. Let's say you want to be an area specialist. For example, you might be the lake person who is all about properties selling on the lake, and you know every single thing there is to know about being part of the lake community. Maybe you like downtown properties and what's going on in the downtown cool area. That's an option. You might even choose maybe the Georgia area or Tennessee area. That's an area you could focus on. Maybe you want to be a neighborhood specialist, and your unique selling proposition is that you sell a specific neighborhood. That's a great way to come up and be an area specialist for a unique selling proposition. You can also look at a type of property. Maybe you like to sell horse farms. Maybe you're in an area that's popular. You could be the horse farm specialist, or maybe farmland. I know, how about condominiums? Condos and townhouses, they're 2 different things, but maybe you specialize in that market, even in a certain area of town. Or you could look at price range. You want to be the high-end home specialist. You sell those really expensive homes. Or maybe you like helping people buy investment properties. So there's a type of property that you can specialize in, and that can be your unique selling proposition as well. You might also look at a type of person that you could be the unique selling person for. Maybe you like to work with first-time home buyers. That might be your unique selling proposition, that you're the person that's the go-to person if you're out there looking in the market for the first time. Maybe you want to work with the senior market, folks that are downsizing or changing homes, perhaps a different segment of the market from a time frame. The senior market might be a good choice for you. How about people that are transferring from out of town, out of state? That's a separate market. Or maybe a type of employee. Maybe you're working with all the doctors that transfer here, or someone in the medical profession. There's so many ways to choose a unique selling proposition. You might even be one of those folks that worked with a segment of the market, maybe if you have a guarantee or something special about your personal message that you offer. So I know what you're saying, Charlotte, that's great, but how do I figure out what I want to do? Well, that's what you need to do, is sit down and think about, what do you enjoy the most? What are you best at? Who are your friends? What circle do you run in? That's the best place to start to get yourself a unique selling proposition. So let's say, for example, you have decided that, hey, that senior move-up market, I want to work with the senior citizens and folks that maybe have been in a house for a while. That's my target market, Charlotte. That's where I want to start. Great. Now what do I do? Where do I get started? So here's a good example of how to brand yourself as your unique selling proposition of working with a senior market. First of all, I might suggest that you go out and get a designation. There's an SRES designation, a Senior Real Estate Specialist. That might be a great place to start. You have that designation, you learn that training, and that's something that you can boast about when you're working with those senior folks in the market. You might brand your cards, your business cards along those ways. You might even join clubs or volunteer in organizations where you're going to have an opportunity to meet folks that might be in that age range and would need assistance of a real estate professional when it's time to move. You might even volunteer, maybe help some folks in those areas, maybe in a assisted living. There are a lot of ways to meet folks who will need to sell their homes where they've been there for a while. Social media, that's a great tool to explain to people what your message is and what your method is and what you're focused on in helping that particular segment of the market. You might even partner with websites that are out there that focus and target folks you're targeting as well, those senior move up and move down and move out buyers and sellers that are out there. You could also partner with vendors out there. Maybe there are vendors that work on insurance or vendors that work with assisted living, that sort of thing. You could partner with them and become that real estate professional of choice. So there are a lot of different ways to go about getting a unique selling proposition. And once you've got it, there are a lot of ways to brand yourself in that area. I hope this has been helpful information just to think about how much you need to have a USP. If you've appreciated and enjoyed this information, send me some comments down there below. I'd really appreciate that. And maybe if there's a topic you'd like for us to cover some training on, put us some remarks in there. Be glad to do that for you as well. Thanks for hanging out with us. Have an awesome day.